11 grocery items, a single burner stove, and $30. That's the entire weekly food system for a growing number of van dwellers across the United States. No refrigeration, no running water. Every meal cooked for $1.43. At that rate, a full year of food costs $1,560, roughly half what the average American spends on fast food alone. The question is not whether it works, it is how. A $30 budget at a discount grocer covers only the essentials, and every item is chosen with a purpose. In the cart, a 5-pound bag of long-grain rice sits next to a 42-ounce container of rolled oats. Both shelf-stable, both capable of stretching across multiple meals. 2 cans of black beans, priced at 78 cents each, join a dozen large eggs, which hover around $2.10 per carton even during seasonal price bumps. A 16-ounce jar of peanut butter, usually $2.19, and a pair of 5-ounce cans of tuna, each at 84 cents. Round out the primary protein sources. Tortillas at $1.22 for a 10-count pack serve as the backbone for wraps and quick breakfasts. Root vegetables fill the rest. A 3-pound bag of yellow onions at 68 cents per pound. 5 pounds of russet potatoes for just over $2. A pound of carrots for 79 cents, and a single pound of bananas marked at 59 cents. A small bottle of generic hot sauce, exactly $1, is the only flavor addition, chosen for its long shelf life and versatility. The receipt tells the story in black and white. Each price matches the shelf label, with the total stopping just short of $30. There is no room for impulse buys, snacks, or specialty items. Every staple is selected for maximum calories, protein content, and storage life. Tortillas appear here not just for variety, but because they last up to 2 weeks without refrigeration, something bread cannot promise in a van. No fuel, no cookware, no extras, just the raw materials for a week's worth of meals, verified line by line. A compact kitchen, built around a single burner butane stove and a 5-quart stainless steel pot, forms the backbone of the van food system. The stove itself, purchased for about $20, is designed to fit under a seat or in a shoebox, with a simple piezo ignition and a fold-out wind guard. At most discount retailers or Asian markets, 8-ounce UL listed butane canisters are stocked for around $1 each. A single canister provides between 1 and 2 hours of burn time, depending on the flame setting and whether the meal is a 20-minute rice simmer or a quick breakfast fry-up. For a week of daily cooking, roughly 30 minutes per day, the total fuel cost remains under $3, confirmed by receipts that show $1.09 per canister in Dallas and $1.15 in Detroit. This setup makes it possible to cook a full week of meals without electricity, propane tanks, or permanent installation. The pot doubles as a rice cooker, soup pot, and frying pan, while a silicone spatula and a small plastic cutting board round out the toolkit. Everything packs away into a single grocery tote, minimizing storage needs and keeping the van interior uncluttered. Fuel budgeting is simple. 3 canisters cover 7 days with a margin for extra boiling or reheating. At $1 per canister, the weekly outlay for fuel is less than a single fast food meal. Cooking inside a van comes with safety requirements, so the stove is always used near an open window or door, and a portable carbon monoxide detector is kept within arm's reach. This low-cost, low-footprint kitchen design allows a van dweller to prepare hot meals, boil water, and stretch every dollar without relying on restaurants or convenience food. The entire system, including stove, pot, and utensils, costs less than $35 upfront and fits under a passenger seat, ready for daily use. Breakfast in the van kitchen starts the day for about 60 cents. Rolled oats measured dry from the bulk container cook in tap water over a low flame. A sliced banana adds calories, potassium, and a hint of sweetness. No sugar or milk required. The finished bowl delivers around 250 calories and 6 grams of protein, enough to start the day without draining the budget or the pantry. Lunch is built for speed and shelf life. A single flour tortilla spread with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter and filled with shredded carrot comes together in under 2 minutes. The cost is less than 40 cents per serving. This simple wrap supplies about 360 calories and over 12 grams of protein, with fiber and vitamin A from the carrot. No refrigeration, no cooking, and minimal cleanup, just a quick rinse of the cutting board. Dinner is the main event. Rice and canned black beans simmered with chopped onion and a splash of hot sauce form a one-pot stew. The total cost for the meal stays under $1.50, even with the addition of 2 eggs for extra protein. This combination yields more than 25 grams of protein and over 500 calories, meeting the bulk of daily nutritional needs. The entire day's food totals less than $5, with protein intake easily reaching or exceeding the recommended 50 grams. Every ingredient is shelf-stable or safe at room temperature for at least a week, allowing the system to repeat day after day. Without refrigeration, every meal starts with a calculation. How long will this food stay safe at van temperature? The answer depends on both the type of food and the weather outside. According to USDA guidelines, cooked rice, beans, eggs, or any prepared meal should not sit above 40 degrees Fahrenheit for more than 2 hours. In a van where daytime temperatures regularly hit 75 or even 85 degrees Fahrenheit, that window closes fast. Most van dwellers adapt by cooking only what they will eat immediately, or by portioning leftovers into airtight containers and placing them in a small insulated cooler. Ice packs, when available, are swapped out daily, often filled at a gym or gas station freezer. A cheap digital thermometer, usually available for under $8, becomes essential gear. It checks that the cooler stays at or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, the USDA cutoff for safe storage. If the temperature creeps higher, any perishable food is discarded, no matter how much it costs. For dry staples like rice, oats, and beans, shelf life stretches for weeks if kept in a sealed bag away from moisture. Root vegetables such as potatoes, onions, and carrots are stored in a mesh tote that allows air to circulate and prevents mold. They can last up to 2 weeks, even in summer, as long as they are kept dry and out of direct sun. Eggs, if unwashed and kept cool, can last a week or more, but once cooked, the 2-hour rule applies. Opened cans of tuna or beans are eaten in one sitting. No exceptions. Sliced produce is used within 4 hours or it is tossed. The margin for error is thin. In practice, most van kitchens operate on a strict 12-hour leftover rule. If cooked food is not eaten by the next meal, it is thrown out. This discipline keeps foodborne illness at bay, but it does mean more frequent cooking and careful planning. Safety, not taste or convenience, drives every storage decision. Discount retailers and warehouse grocers set their deepest markdowns in the final hour before closing. Experienced van dwellers time their shopping runs to coincide with these end-of-day price drops, regularly finding produce, bread, and even eggs marked down by 30 to 70%. Clearance bins at the end of aisles, known as end caps, hold slightly damaged or overstocked items at further discounts, sometimes shaving $2 or $3 off the weekly total. But not every deal is available to everyone. SNAP benefits, the main federal food assistance program, cannot be used for hot or prepared foods, and often exclude marked-down deli items or bakery goods labeled for immediate consumption. This means every purchase must be shelf-stable and eligible under SNAP's strict guidelines. The $30 target depends on these hacks: shopping after 5 in the evening, scanning for clearance tags, and knowing which items are SNAP eligible. The system's resilience comes from this tactical approach, stretching every dollar while navigating policy barriers and store routines. A butane stove test begins with a stopwatch and a carbon monoxide meter placed inside the van. The burner is set to its lowest simmer, the 2 side windows cracked open, and the 5-quart pot left empty to avoid food odors. Over 65 minutes, the flame holds steady, matching the typical runtime for an 8-ounce canister. Carbon monoxide levels climb gradually, peaking at just under 60 parts per million, well below OSHA's 8-hour limit, but only because both windows remain open the entire time. The carbon monoxide meter's digital readout never triggers an alarm, confirming that with proper ventilation, interior cooking is possible without dangerous buildup. For comparison, the same test is run outdoors, where carbon monoxide never rises above baseline. The protocol is strict. Never cook with doors and windows closed, never leave the stove unattended, and always keep a working carbon monoxide detector inside the van. This approach makes one-burner cooking feasible as long as these safety rules are followed every time. A full week on the van kitchen budget averages $4.28 per day, or about $1.43 per meal. Over a year, that totals $1,560. That is less than half the $2,900 a single person would spend on a basic fast food diet, according to national price surveys. The USDA's most recent data places average U.S. food spending at $31 to $35 per week per person, so the $30 system not only matches, but sometimes beats the national baseline. Both James and Maya, using their receipts, confirmed their annual food costs stayed under $1,600. The math is clear. Every dollar saved on food stretches limited resources further, making the van kitchen model a practical response to rising living costs. Today, over 500,000 Americans experience homelessness, with living in vehicles now a dominant shelter strategy. Stretching $30 across a week demands relentless calculation. Each meal, each dollar, each calorie. As housing costs rise, this system is not a temporary fix. It is the new baseline for survival. Share your perspective below.